taxpayer and are preparing your return, your AIS statement has reflected the interest income from different banks where you have accounts. Are you aware whether these incomes are taxable or not? If you are unsure, then this video is for you. Hello everyone, I am Saloni from Team Webtel. In this video, I am going to share with you the taxability of interest income received from saving accounts, connecting with AIS, and the taxability under the new tax and the old tax regime. So stay tuned, and before starting this video, please subscribe to our YouTube channel Webtel Electrosoft to get regular compliance updates.
Interest on saving bank account, taxable or exempt? Let's understand whether the interest received on saving bank account is taxable or fully exempt. As if we talk about the interest, that will be taxable under the income tax, like if a assessee is having the interest on saving bank account, interest on fixed deposit, interest on recurring deposit, or it may be interest in the post office savings, and other interest income can also be there. And when we calculate our gross total income for the year, interest on saving bank account is a common income that will be received by the taxpayers annually. And interest on fixed deposit, recurring deposit, post office deposits, all are taxable. In fact, most of the interest incomes are taxable under the Income Tax Act. And these incomes are taxable under the head of income from other sources. Now let's understand the role of AIS and interest income. If a person is having any kind of interest income, then the data related to the interest income will be reflecting in the AIS. And in the EIS, under the SFTP information, interest income received from banks and post office will be reflecting. And also the taxpayers will be able to get the information about the TDS deduction on the interest income. And it can be auto-populated data from the AIS. So let's look at the process, how you can check the details related to the interest income in AIS. And for that you need to log in on the income tax portal, and after that you need to click on AIS, and here you need to click on AIS option, and after that you can download the AIS by clicking on annual information statement button. Here you will be able to see the general information part. In part B, TDS details will be reflecting over here, and under the SFT information, your income related to the interest on saving bank account will be reflecting like this. Now let's understand the taxability of the interest income from the saving bank account. It depends on the status of the assessee. So if you are an individual or HUF and having the interest on saving bank account, then as per the old tax regime, you will be able to claim a deduction under the section 80 TTA up to 10,000. Whereas in case if you are going to opt for the new tax regime, then it is fully taxable. And if the person is a resident or senior citizen and having the interest on saving bank account, fixed deposit and other deposit account, then a deduction under the section 80 TTB up to 50,000 can be claimed. But as per the new tax regime, it is fully taxable. Now let's look at the saving bank interest under the new tax regime. As these type of incomes are taxable under the head of income from other sources, and no deductions are available under the section 80 TTA and 80 TTB. And it will be applicable on all type of interest incomes received from banks as well as other institutions. Like if you are having any interest from post office or fixed deposits, then all these type of interest incomes will be taxable under the new tax regime. For better understanding, let's take an illustration. If the assessee is having the income from salary of rupees 7,50,000 and he is also having a saving bank interest from SBI Bank of rupees 25,000 and he has made some investment in the LIC as well as he has paid the tuition fee of rupees 1,04,000. So let's calculate the interest from saving bank account taxability. So here we need to consider the income from salary, that is rupees 7,50,000, and after that we need to less the standard deduction of 50,000. So the income from salary would be 7 lakh. After that we need to add the interest from saving bank account under the income from other sources of rupees 25,000, and the gross total income of the assessee will be 7,25,000. And also he has made some investment in the LIC and tuition fee of rupees 1,04,000. But as per the new tax regime, no deduction will be allowed under the chapter 6A. So the net taxable income of the assessee will be 7,25,000. And the calculation of the income will be done like this. The total tax before the rebate will be 27,500, and after that a rebate of 2,500 will be provided as the assessee is having the income up to 7 lakh. And then a rebate of 25,000 will be provided over here, and then we need to add a health and education cess of rupees 1,000, and the tax on the total income will be 26,000. And he has paid the self assessment tax of rupees 26,000 on 29 June 2024. So no tax will be payable for this assessee, and this will be the calculation as per the new tax regime. Now let's look at the taxability of the saving bank interest under the old tax regime. As the bank interest under the old tax regime will be taxable under the head of income from other sources, and after that we can claim a deduction under the section 80 TTA or 80 TTB. Under the section 80 TTA, deduction is only for the interest on a saving bank account, whereas deduction under the section 80 TTB is available for all type of interest like interest income on the deposits or saving bank accounts. An individual and HUFs can claim a deduction up to rupees 10,000 under the section 80 TTA, whereas a resident senior citizen, those who are having the age more than 60 years, can claim a deduction up to 50,000 under the section 80 TTB. For better understanding, let's take an illustration. We are going to take the same example like income from salary. The assessee is having of rupees 7,50,000. After that he is having a saving bank interest from SBI of rupees 25,000, and also he has made an investment in the LIC and paid some tuition fee amounting rupees 1,04,000. And for the calculation, we need to consider the income from salary of rupees 7,50,000. After that, we need to less the 50,000 as a standard deduction. So the income from salary would be 7 lakh. After that, we need to add the interest from saving bank account under the income from other sources of 25,000. So the gross total income of the assessee will be 7,25,000. Then we need to less the deductions under the chapter 6A of rupees 1,04,000, which has been paid as a LIC or a tuition fee. And after that we need to claim a deduction under the section 80 TTA, interest on saving bank account of rupees 10,000. So the assessee will be eligible to claim a deduction of rupees 1,14,000. And the net taxable income of the assessee will be 6,11,000. So the total tax before the rebate will be 34,700. as no such rebate will be provided under the section 87A because the assessee is having the income more than 5 lakhs. So the net tax after the rebate will be 34,700. Then we need to add a health and education cess, and the tax on the total income will be 36,088 rupees. So this is the computation as per the old tax regime.
I hope you have understood that the saving accounts are designed to encourage more saving. Individuals with a steady income, such as salaried employees, can benefit from saving accounts. The selection of the tax regime determines whether the interest is fully taxable or not. If you want to enjoy the benefits of lower tax under the new tax regime, be prepared to pay tax on the interest. If you decide to avail the benefit under Section 80 TTA under the old tax regime, you can do so up to 10,000 and pay tax on rest. For better comprehension, check out the blog link in the video description box and share it with your friends and colleagues. If you found this video helpful, let us know in the comment section. Also, you can comment if you have any doubts. Give a thumbs up and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Next Tuesday, we will come up with another interesting video to make compliances better for you. Till then, stay safe and stay tuned with us for a better compliance journey.